I am excited for this. I've been intrigued by this line of products for a while now, and I'm hoping that maybe they nailed it now. Maybe this is gonna be a thing that I wanna use on a frequent basis. This is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. This is the creator combo, which comes with wide angle lens, DJI Mic 2 transmitter. Like, that's the thing I'm speaking into here, which the integration there is very compelling for me. And the battery handle to increase the battery life. Now, why am I excited about the Pocket 3? Well, first of all, for cameras like this, it's sometimes tough to justify their existence because your smartphone is already doing so much work for you and they've gotten so good. But this one is finally at a point where I feel like for some situations, it might be superior to a smartphone. Now, let me explain. It has a 1-inch CMOS sensor and it can do 4K 120. So that's already something that your smartphone probably doesn't have. It has a 2-inch rotatable screen on the front. Now, here's what's cool about that. The camera itself rotates. It's on a motorized gimbal. Through the flip of a screen, you quickly transition between portrait and landscape. 3-axis mechanical gimbal, active track 6.0. The tracking is very cool here, initiated via gestures. It will follow around an individual. Full pixel fast focusing, D-Log and 10-bit, so now you can do some color grading after the fact. It records in stereo and obviously it's pocket size. Plus there's a whole inventory of accessories available for it. Protective cover, mic that I mentioned, which goes straight into it without the need for a secondary receiver. It has a handle that has a 1/4-inch thread on it, so you can mount this onto a tripod or other camera mounting points. It just seems like such a nice little package. And the thing that I like about this is it really takes advantage of DJI's expanded universe of products, like how they're now doing this microphone and they're doing cameras. Obviously, we know them from drones. So utilizing that mic input, that wireless mic input without the need for as much hardware, I don't know why, it's the type of thing that gets me going. iOS and Android, obviously. This episode has been sponsored by ShipStation. If you're a person that has an online business or any business and you ship a ton of stuff, then you need to know about ShipStation. Especially this time of year because the holidays are the busiest and you don't want to get stuck worrying about shipping out your orders. So you can go ahead and put your focus on the important things this time of year. So the ShipStation dashboard not only makes shipping out your orders easier, it also makes returns and exchanges easier by recommending exchanges to customers. So even if somebody bought the wrong size or color, they'll still have a great experience. So the ShipStation dashboard makes it easy to manage all of your volume of orders. It's got a free trial and a quick setup, so you can give it a try and see if it can work for you and streamline your shipping experience. Now, the other cool thing about ShipStation is that it's got integration anywhere you might be currently selling online. Integration with Amazon, Etsy, eBay, Shopify, and more. And if you're worried about shipping rates, they've actually got industry-leading discounted rates from USPS, UPS, DHL, and Global Post. You can get discounts of up to 84% on both USPS and UPS. ShipStation has helped over 130,000 companies increase and scale their e-commerce business. And here's a crazy one. 98% of companies that stick with ShipStation for a year become customers for life. So help out your customers this holiday season by giving ShipStation a try. Head over to shipstation.com/unboxtherapy to get started. Thanks again to ShipStation for sponsoring this show. Go ahead and pull the seal here. Couple little boxes, a little bit of paperwork. So it looks like the camera itself ships in its own little, looks like a toiletry bag. Look at that. But I actually kind of like this because it's utilitarian looking, just this kind of water resistant black material. Pops open, oh, look at that. So they decided to go with a soft case. You just drop it in. It actually, very simple. Here is the Pocket 3, and just look how cool that little gadget is. Very quick to initiate, so right away, boom, you're going. And this kind of handheld orientation with that large handle, obviously there is a secondary handle attachment to make it even more comfortable to hold for long periods, and for vlogging, obviously, because we can obviously move the camera around, and it's wide enough, and has a 1-inch sensor, so now you can very quickly transition from the camera pointing at you to whatever it is that you're looking at, and it's the same camera quality as opposed to on a smartphone, which, as we know, the front-facing cameras tend to be inferior in quality. So here is the battery handle. So this one clips on like that. What's important to note here, it's nice versatility to have to make this modular and removable. More portable, don't need the extra battery, or doing more handheld and shooting for longer periods, put the battery handle on. And this is a convenient little tripod portion. You can hold it like this. Really nice comfort, but then you need to take a stationary shot, and that's always attached and always ready to go. So options and versatility, extra battery, slightly more weight and more to grip onto, or just go like this with nothing at all. It's up to you. Now check this out here. Oh wow, I didn't realize this was clear. It's a little different than what I'm wearing. Record button, Type-C, couple LED indicators, power, magnetic connectors on the bottom, and lastly, what looks like a mini jack. I presume that's an input if you want to send a lavalier microphone into it. Camera itself is acting as the receiver. You're just speaking into this and it's going into that camera. You've also got a Type-C cable included. Here is your windscreen and a little wrist strap. And then you've also got a wide angle lens included, which is magnetic and just slaps onto the outside of the existing camera lens. You've also included in a separate package here a black mist filter. So there's little tiny magnetic filters which can also clip onto here, and they're very fast to put on and take off. Inside this case, and it's gonna be tough to make out, but there's these little elastic sections to hold all of your variety of accessories. Now there's more filters in this box over here, 3 ND filters here, 16, 64, 256. So obviously we're able to get that shallow depth of field even in extremely brightly lit environments, like, well, outdoors, obviously. This is some type of case for it as well. Man, you gotta love the accessories included here. Now, this is, by the way, the creator combo. So there is a more bare bones purchase you can make, but I think a lot of people are gonna be interested in the creator combo anyway. This is a protective case. Like, look at how nice that is to carry. And you're not really worried about the lens or the motorized gimbal components because they're tightly held in there. Oh, you see the little gimbal come to life. Look at it stabilizing. That's for you, Mo. Aren't they cute, those little gimbals? Look at that. Touch screen as well. So we swipe from the left for playback, we swipe from the right to change image and audio parameters. Ooh, look at this. Exposure, white balance, glamour effects, etc. Focus mode continuous, stereo for audio. I'm gonna go ahead and tap the gimbal button to rotate, so you'll see, boom, it just comes right around. And now we are into landscape. And one thing I like here, if I turn this to look at other things, just how smooth that gimbal makes things. And it's no digital aspect to that. It's not a crop, it's a mechanical thing, obviously. It just gives you that extra confidence. And the other thing with a gimbal, obviously, motorized, we can just reach up to our joystick as well as another option. Just kind of rotate it in this way in order to pan or tilt. Oh, cool. So flipping the screen also acts as a power off. Does that mean it works as a power on? It does. And I'll just show Mo what it's like when it turns around. Look at that. Cool. And it even does the flip at the very end as well. This is very satisfying to use already. Quite responsive also. Fast enough for 4K 60. All right, so I'm now testing the recording on the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. And obviously my first person I have to approach is gonna be Mo. I like how wide this is. This is super useful. So I could be talking to Mo like that. And then if I want to flip it around, it's me. And it's totally usable. And I'm not even at full extension arm's length. So often you might be trying to hold a camera out there. And also the grip is much more comfortable than if I was holding a camera in landscape orientation, like a traditional camera. And if I go ahead and flip it back around, and Mo kind of backed up a bit so he looks further away. But you could actually have a dialogue. He keeps on backing up. I don't know where he's going. If you have an actual dialogue, you could be there, let's say, and then flip it around there, flip it around there. Look, I mean, it's almost like you should place it directly in the center.
It's also small enough so I'm not focused on it. Like I'm looking at you, it's not intruding so much. Well, now it is, now you're right in my face.
You cannot defeat the gimbal. just smooth sailing as Mo flies around the studio. What do you got? You got a through the legs, you got a crossover. Oh, he's got stuff. Oh no, he's got stuff. Yeah, he's got stuff. Guys, he's got stuff.
Okay, stop. All right.
Guys, he's got stuff.
You want to see how it handles low light?
Guys, he's got stuff. That's what they say when you show up at the...
Right.
It's like, who's taking that guy?
How about this glow-in-the-dark basketball, too?
It looks really cool over here, and we obviously have the difficult lighting to deal with here. Very cool. Cool, all right, let's turn around and go that way, and I'm gonna run behind you.
Oh, okay, cool.
Ready?
Shoot horizontal or vertical?
Just like this. Ready, set, let's go. Man, this no substitute for a gimbal. This is like gimbal light. I mean, because obviously if you see like legit large scale gimbals, it's a whole deal. Dialed in and set up, and if you're trying to balance. Now, is this gonna compare to like a full frame? No, it's not. It's getting closer because now you have a 1-inch sensor, and it's in a thing that you hit one button and you're recording, and you're gonna get that smooth video. And for people who are posting to social media anyways, you know, 4K 60, you could do slow motion on here. It can now transition so easily from portrait to landscape, just with a tiny little flick like that. Continue, boom, and you're back in. A nice interface, which is definitely no longer Gen 1. And now this expansion of accessories, including wireless microphone input without the need for a separate receiver, but instead the unit acting as the receiver itself. Active track, obviously, following people and pets or anything else around. Like, you're not gonna get a ton of attention, but meanwhile, you're having this really stable footage without disturbing people. So this is obviously just an unboxing video, sort of a first look at it. Very cool little device and an improvement over the previous versions. They're really starting to refine this product, and I'm glad it exists because gimbals, they're so amazing. They really haven't been replaced yet by the digital cropped equivalents on smartphones. They can be intimidating at scale, like when you're dealing with large ones and balancing and so on. But this feels like it has a better chance to be used just because it's so convenient. They put it all into one package. So that's your first look at the Pocket 3 from DJI.